So this is a summer squash, friend to the zucchini, and we're going to show you how to cut it up today. The first thing I do is just rinse it with water and then dry it off a little bit. I'm going to use my chef knife for this. So this is my biggest knife, and I'm going to hold it with one finger down on the blade and 3 fingers on the handle, and then my thumb is right there on the other side of the blade, and that gives me the best control. And then just to start, all I want to do is take off this little end here. So I'm just going to go ahead and slice that off, and I'll do the same thing on the other end, just slice that one off. And then from here, the easiest thing to do is to get yourself a flat surface, because as you can see, this thing's just going to roll around. So I'll just cut it in half so that I have a small, reasonable thing to work with, and I can set it up on its flat end. And then just holding on either side, go ahead and slice right down through that. And then I have this nice flat surface that's not going to move and roll around when I try to cut it. And I set the tip of my knife down on the cutting board, and then I just bring my hand down, and that's going to give me this nice half moon of summer squash. And so I'll just move down. And the other thing I'm really careful about is not putting my fingers in the way of the knife. So instead of using my hand flat out like this, I'm going to curl my fingers under, so that if the knife gets close to my hand, it's just going to touch my knuckle, and I'm not going to cut the tip of my finger off. So I'll just slice my way right down through. And in general, I'm not moving the vegetable at all, I'm just moving my knife. So I just move my knife over and leave the squash in one spot. Like that. And that way my hand stays in one spot and I don't move my hand under my knife. So same thing. Just sort of lifting up onto the tip of my knife and then bringing it down. Sort of this rocking motion. There we go. So this is a paring knife, typically used for cutting small pieces of things. And if you don't have a big chef knife like this, you can use this smaller paring knife. And in that case, the way I hold this knife is with my index finger on the top of the blade, and then the rest of my hand gripping the handle. And I'm just going to slide the knife, set the tip down and slide it back. And that's going to get the same result as the chef knife. It's just a little easier with the big chef knife. Same thing, I'm being careful with my fingers not to get them in the way there. There we go.